There comes a time in everyone's life where action speaks louder than your words. The moment you're standing in a group of friends, your heart pounding, your instant screaming no, but your lips whispers yes, just to fit in. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Syeda Nabeeha Fatima, and today I'm not just standing here as a speaker, but as a person who has lived, fought, fallen, and risen through the storm of peer pressure. This stage isn't just a platform for words, it's a symbol of something deeper. Because standing here today is not only about speaking, it's about standing strong. Standing strong for who I am, for what I believe in, and for every person who has changed themselves just to fit in. We often think peer pressure as something heavy, like a burden on your shoulders. But this is the most dangerous kind of pressure, which is silent. It comes or hides in your laughter, in casual invitations, and in fear of being alone. Peer pressure can be two types. Either it could be direct one or sometimes indirect. Direct, as it could be as obvious as your friends saying, "Come on, buy a new phone, everyone's upgrading." Or it could be as subtle as you scrolling through social media and thinking to change your whole self, your look, the way you dress, and the way you act. Peer pressure doesn't push us violently. It whispers gently yet persistently. Let me ask you all one question. Have you ever done something you didn't want to, but did just because you didn't want to be the odd one out? Most of us has. Even me too. Even I have done it. Here's the interesting part. Peer pressure is not just in our mind. It is attached to us biologically. Scientists at Temple University says that teenagers are twice as more likely to do something riskier when the peers are around. The reason, what could be the reason? The reason is when peers are around, our brain's reward system lights up. It rewards us for doing something riskier, not because the task itself is interesting, but because your peers are watching you. So the next time you think, why did I did this? Even though it is very risky, it is because your brain needs connections even more than your safety. Let me tell you all one story about a boy named Ravi. He was very intelligent, sweet, kind, and sporty. One day, he went to his friend's party. All of them gathered around and started teasing him and said, "You haven't tried vape?" He said, "No." They all went to him and said him, "It's all right, it's just one puff, no one will know about it." Ravi knew that he was wrong to do it. He had those thoughts, what if they leave me? What if they think I'm not cool enough? So he tried once. Once became twice. Twice become a habit. And a habit become a dependency. Because peer pressure had more louder voice than its own. Now, we have another story about a girl named Sarah. Even she was very kind, sweet, and intelligent. Yes, even her friends pressurized her for smoking and vaping. Even she had the same thoughts as Ravi. But guess what? She said, Nah, I'm fine. I don't have to do that just to have fun, right? Did she lose her friends? No. Did she inspire? Yes, and many of them. She stood for herself, she stood strong. And many people thought that the impact of standing for yourself is so much important in the life. Two choices, two people, two very different outcomes. I'm not standing here to tell you or compare between those two stories or tell who is better. I'm here to tell you that how a single decision can change your entire life. Peer pressure can pull you down so quickly, but standing strong for yourself, that can lift you very high and lift your entire world. Let us know some negative and positive peer pressure. Let us start with the negative one. Negative peer pressure sounds depressing, right? Now, as I said in Ravi's stories, vapes, smoking, alcohol, drugs, this is very common thing at a teenage life. As Ravi's friend pressurized him, similar way in our lives, there are many people around you who wants to pull you down instead of pushing you up. We get in those bad habits because we just want to fit in that group. Next, we have something that we all have done it, and I'm sure every single one of us have done it. Gossiping and bullying. Imagine you're teasing someone. Put yourself in that position of that person and think, how would you feel when someone is talking about you like that, judging you on everything, your whole personality? But still, even though we know that, we do it. We push each other. We have verbal fights, cyberbullying, commenting on social media, oh my God, look at her, she's so fat. Before doing something, think about it. How would you feel? Always keep yourself in that position and think. Next, even I have done that. Liking something you don't really like. Example, TV shows, celebrities, songs, and many more things. Even I said one time that I really liked that show. But frankly speaking, I didn't like it at all. It was mysterious, where I'm a comedy person. I don't like mysterious. But still, I gave in my identity just to be in that group. I realized at that moment, is this truly who I am? Now, I have said you many negative peer pressure right now, but I don't really believe that peer pressure is always negative. If peer pressure is the fire that can burn your house down, then peer pressure is also the fire that can light your path. Positive peer pressure, like a good friend circle. We don't want people to push us into something that isn't us. We want people to encourage us, to motivate us, to inspire us, and push us in things that we like. We have that quality in ourselves. Kindness, humanity. Even though how rude we are, even though how we talk or how our behavior is, I'm sure every single one of you have still that humanity inside you. And that makes you a unique person. Inspiration, we all need that. Peer pressure isn't a villain itself. It depends on us which direction we choose. Now, you all must be having questions that if you know what is negative peer pressure and what is positive peer pressure, then why are we still letting negative peer pressure control us? Now, that's a thinkable question. It lies in just one single word: belonging. Us human beings are dying to hear just one single word, that we fit in this group, that we belong in this group. Because we fear loneliness. But here's the paradox. If you say yes at that moment, betray your own values, it's fine, you fit in that moment. But you stop belonging to yourself. And to be honest, that is the deepest form of loneliness. Okay, now all must be waiting. How to resist it? How to resist negative peer pressure? I'm standing here not only tell you how to resist peer pressure, but also to stand for yourself, to stand for the person who you are, to stand strong. And for that, we have few steps. First, know your value. You can't stand for something you don't know what you're standing for. Ask yourself, what matters to you the most? What you believe in, even if it's unpopular, still matters. What if I do something which will I regret later? These questions help you for self-realizations, and which is very important. Next, strengthen your inner voice. Inner voice sounds confusing, right? But the thoughts that comes in our mind, the thoughts that are always in our mind, but we still don't listen. We listen to the voices that are unnecessary, but we don't listen to ourselves. Start listening to yourself. Know your value. Stand for that value. Peer pressure can be very strong, but you should know how to control it. And your inner voice is a key to control it. Next, no, walk away. Say no to the things that doesn't concern you, that isn't about you. No, I'm fine, but I'm really not interested, and walk away. No, this isn't me. Sorry. Walk away. Why to stay there when that is not at all you? Why should we listen them? No, and walk away. Lead by example. If you fall down, it's fine. Stand back up again. Because here, you're not just standing for yourself, but you're inspiring many other people. You're helping many other people to stand for themselves. Last but not the least, seek support. Standing strong doesn't mean that you have to be alone. You can have a support with you. Imagine you're solving a math question and you don't know how to solve that question. You ask your teacher's help. Sir or ma'am, can you please explain me this? They will explain you. And because of that one single explanation, you can do all other problems. Like this. Ask your teachers, ask your mentors, ask your family, or ask your one trusted friend. I'm sure everyone is having that one trusted friend. I have, and she always stood there for me. So, I want you all to close your eyes and think of a time where you give something up just to fit in there. Now, I want you all to think the one time you resisted. Remember the pride? Remember the happiness? Remember the relief that, yes, finally, that's not me. That is the sound of getting relief from peer pressure. Now, if we know peer pressure is very influensive, why not turn it to positive? Let's make this peer pressure to peer power. We all have that power, and let's make it powerful. If it needs negative, change that negative to positive. Instead of just teasing people for studying so hard and telling them nerd, why not appreciate them for studying so much harder and spending so much time in that? If we give that one positive thought in that, we can change all the negative power just in few seconds. Peer pressure is strong. Peer pressure is real, but so are you. There comes a time in everyone's life where silence screams louder than your words. But in that silence, you have your own voice. You have a choice. You can echo in the crowd, or you can echo your conscience. You could fit in for a moment, or you could stand out your entire life. And the moment you realize that, the whispers of peer pressure no longer controls you. Your own voice will. And at that moment, you will be standing strong. Thank you, everyone.